and welcome to the beginning of it all. Welcome to the beginning of it all. I am Gabriel Capaldi, you can call me Gibby, and I have here the most beautiful, sexy man alive. You want to tell him who you are?
I'm Thomas Ruse Bazaar,
Yeah, you are.
also known as Bays. I like to be called Bays or the Bays or Thomas or Tom or Tom. Not Tommy, plean, but you could
He
call me
likes
Tommy. It
pet
doesn't matter.
names. He likes
Uh,
pet names.
I do love pet. I
Hmm
like what's that pet name? Uh, what is that one? Not Yeti.
The
Not yet.
mini, right?
Not yet.
Blue micro
The
Yeti.
micro, yes, right. But anyway, it's great to be here with a dear old student of mine,
Oh yeah. Oh
Mr.
yeah.
G here, and a collaborator, always, not just a former collaborator, but a present collaborator. And I'm excited
And new
to
business
start
partner.
this journey. And new
New
business
business
partner,
partner.
partner. We didn't discuss percentages, but I think this is a good time to discuss maybe percentages where it
Right.
was the 80/20
No, I owe
or no,
you an extra
85.
several percent, remember? I owe you an extra several
That's right,
percent.
correct.
Mm-hmm.
That's correct. So it's 52/48. So now that that's out of the way, let me have a spot
A
and let's get
spot of
this good thing
tea, a
going.
spot of tea. B, what's
Hmm.
going on, man? Welcome on in. How was your day? So yeah, guys, here we have a dear old friend of mine and a beloved mentor. Most of you guys here on this channel have already heard of him. Um, but we have Bays here, and this is the launching of our enterprise, guys. So you'll have to forgive us. Let us get into this. Neither of us have ever done a podcast before, but we're bloody excited, bloody excited. Um,
Very excited.
very excited. And yeah, so I figured off that obviously you guys want to get to know a little bit about us, a little bit about who we are and um, our acting history, everything to do with this theatre production company that we're going to be working on, right? And we'll go a little bit about exactly who we are and like what we aim to do here in a little bit. But Biz, why don't you take it away and justify your role here, right? Why we should be paying you the big bucks?
Um, well, where do I begin? I've been doing some form of performing arts for a long time, probably about 30 years. I started it all in Los Angeles, California. I went to university there. Then I took classes outside of university to really kind of propel my growth as an actor. And in LA, of course, you have tons of these workshops and private classes. And I was lucky to find someone who was a great mentor who sadly passed many years ago. His name was Paul Richards. He's one of the not founding members, but original members of the Actors Studio, the famous Actors Studio in New York City.
I don't think you've ever
And I
told
learned a
me
lot from
about
him.
him.
And yeah, he definitely was big. He did Hatful of Rain, some of these big time plays back in the 1950s that had a long run. And he was a great mentor to me. And then from there, went to the East Coast, Philadelphia, started my own theater company in New York, went back to Philly. It really kind of blew up, not blew up in a terrible way, but in a big way. Um, and then went overseas, performed in festivals at like the Edinburgh Festival. Uh, so yeah, then my lovely daughter came into the world, and after 9/11, since my theater company, our theater company, was kind of our funds dried up, along with a lot of other small companies. And so it kind of tied in when my daughter was born, and I went to teaching, had to pay the bills, and just been all, throughout the United States, been over the world, have done theater as an actor, director, playwright, educator, administrator, artistic director. So I've been doing this for a long, long time. Um, and I met Gabriel, uh, probably about what, 7, 8, 9 years ago? I can't even remember. 7
I
years
guess
ago?
it was 7 years ago, wasn't it? It was 2017. is when I moved to the States.
2017
Mm.
in South Florida. He
Mm.
attended. I don't even know if I should say the. Should we call it? Should we even pay
Paid-
homage and name the place where we met at a place called the Benjamin
mm.
School, where I was the head of the upper school drama department, and he was one of the student actors and terrific talent. He actually, I think those 2 or 3 years he was there, along with a group of others, were probably the best times, the strongest work, the most exciting, kind of vital time um, that I felt in those 2, 3 years that Gibby was there, along with um, a group of other actors. Just terrific, terrific talent and ability and momentum. And when you have those pieces, just like it did with the theater company back in Philly and New York, it's rare. It's rare to have a group of people because theater is so collaborative. The performing arts are so collaborative that if you don't have that mix, that correct mix of ingredients, I don't know if there's any middle ground. I think in my experience, it's usually you either have it not a very good experience or a great experience.
Mm.
And as Gibby and I got to know each other, I trusted him, and along with a few other students, to do my own work. We went outside of school and pursued our own professional interests. Started a small company, which Gibby was a part of, and he was a monumental, very important part of a production called Momo and Toto, which was dear to my heart.
Which we'll show you guys at
Where I
some
thought,
point if you're lucky. They'll get to see that at some
yeah,
point. We've got the video. We'll do a viewing party. But Bubbles,
yeah.
real quick.
Um,
Bubbles would like to hear what type of acts that you put on with your old company. So I guess what you went
um,
to Fringe Festival with, and that kind of stuff, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, um, we did like I think as a younger actor, as a younger theater artist, I was really into the plays of like these American playwrights and also absurdist theater like Samuel Beckett, David Mamet, Sam Shepard. These are the type of works we did. We spent many a production on one called American Buffalo, which we took to Edinburgh back in 2000. I'm aging myself here. Um,
It's
one
okay.
day
You aged like a
we're gonna
fine red wine.
cryogenically cryogenically freeze me so I could come back in another 100 years. So like Austin Powers, right?
Right. Yeah, but
What
yeah,
was that?
baby.
1 billion. Yeah, baby. So yeah, so we and American Buffalo, David Mamet play. It's easy to travel with 3 actors. There's a junk shop, but you can make it work in a setting like Edinburgh or anywhere. And in my estimation, I think American Buffalo is probably the best American play of the last 50 years, 100 years. I think it's one of the best plays. I love it. It's great for actors.
Second to Momo and
Um,
Toto.
Second to Momo and Toto, of course. But those are the type of works we did. Very kind of raw, very visceral, very physical. I think that's the type of work that I
Some physical work. Yeah.
very very physical work.
Very nice.
But yeah, they're nice.
Very nice.
But yeah, so that's and then I just started lately, not lately, past 10, 15 years. I've been focused a lot on writing books, novelist, unpublished. Here's one of my books right here that was published. It's called An Expectation of Plenty. Um, I've written 3 novels. That's one of them. Working on a fourth. So that's been a focus of mine outside of, and I love it because it's so different than collaborating. It's so different than working with a group of people. Very solo. There's a freedom to it. Um, you kind of carry this world in your head, and I love it. I love it. It's very challenging. The publishing industry, that's something that maybe we could get into later. I
Yep.
have many
Yep.
thoughts. Many writers have many thoughts about it. I know
Mm.
you Gee, aren't you writing
I'm just
a novel as well?
I'm just starting off into that world real quick. If you guys, shameless plug, right? If you guys are interested in reading Bay's book, which I definitely suggest you do, you can go and there's a link to go and buy it, right, to Amazon at thomasroosbazaar.com. Go check out his website and see that there. But yeah, no, I'm just a lot of you guys in my in my other community, you guys know that I'm currently working on my first book, which I haven't really ever written anything like that. I mainly focus on one acts and plays and stuff like that. So it's something different to me. Me and Baze were talking about that the other day. Him kind of introducing me to that world with publishers and editors and everything along those lines, but still in its infancy, so I'm a bit away from that. Still a little bit away from that. Yeah. Um.
Yeah. So it's I've just lived a artistic life. I've been teaching as well to make ends meet. I'm from California originally. I mean, I was born in Iran many years ago. It's been interesting lately, the past few years, wanting to get back, but the political situation is kind of weird and tough for me. Being an American citizen, uh, um, I have very strong feelings attached to my homeland, which I write about, which I want to write about. I want to go back to. I live most of my life in Cali. I've lived on the East Coast, big cities, LA, New York City, Philly. Lived in South Florida, close to Miami. I love traveling. What else? I came back to Cali about 2 or 3 years ago during COVID, which actually, in some weird, ironic way, there was an opening for me to do that and my family. So we're here in Northern California in the Bay Area, which I love very much. We're being slammed by a big storm. They call it an atmospheric river. It's not as
That should be
romantic
your
as it sounds. It's
nickname.
pretty
That should be your nickname.
atmospheric river. Hello, yes, Thomas. Atmospheric river. I'm basically shaking. I'm not doing something
I
else.
was.
Dirty mind. I wasn't doing something. It looked like I was doing something else,
Mm,
but I wasn't.
mm.
Shame on you. Shame on me. Shame on you for thinking that.
You
We'll
see the
stop right
kind
there
of
so I could go back
bad
to my spot.
influence this man is, guys.
Spot a tea
Spot
before I
of
say
tea.
more.
Spot of
Hmm.
tea.
So anyway, I don't want to go on and on. I
Mm,
can go on and on, but directed many a production, acted in many production. Heck, 30 years in, I still take acting classes. I'm taking acting classes. They're called deep dive acting classes at ACT, which is called the
mm, mm.
American Conservatory Theater. You know what I've noticed so far in this little exchange, Mister Capaldi?
Yes, go. I'm listening.
You're doing like a mighty lot. Is that a word? Mighty lot? A lot of head nodding. There's a
You
lot of
know it's
like this going on.
right.
Yeah,
Right,
that
right.
is what I'm saying. How about
Trade
if I put?
trick of the trade. Trick of the it's rude to point.
I know it's rude to point, but hey, you told me gesturing's okay. Isn't
With the
pointing a
head.
gesture?
That's why you gotta. It's the trick of the trade. It's the
It's
trick of the
rude.
trade.
People like the audience. They're thinking, God, what's wrong with this guy? He doesn't know the etiquette of so pointing is bad, basically, right?
I'll allow it.
Unless I'm
I'll
pointing at
allow it with me.
you.
Yes, pointing at the man. At the man. See, look, Beat's already got a
So,
nickname for you. He's asked us Blaze.
uh,
Should we start calling that Blaze? The Blaze.
please,
Yeah.
I don't want to get into that word because it's a wonderful adjective, and I embrace it wholeheartedly.
Does
Like
Baze have any
whole.
regrets about the way his work has played out? That's what he's asked.
Wow, that's a great question. Yes, I do. But maybe it's now in my age, when people pass, your friends, your family, your close family. Yeah, you start looking at things, and I try very careful not to go down that rabbit hole of um, regret. I think it's
Mm.
dangerous, but lately it's been cropping up. Uh, honestly, I told this class I was in, and I just, it's weird. I always want to learn. I want to improve. I want to better myself. Um, you hear my dog quacking in the background. He's like
The
Fred
the
Astaire
the
of
bitches
dogs.
are already
Yeah,
flocking. You
yeah,
see,
yeah.
that's a
Okay.
genuine concern of us. I didn't want to share this handsome man on the internet because the attention from the women, it's going to be too much.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure. This gray, this this decrepit old gray fart here. But no, going back to the,
Mm.
is it a gentleman or a
Yeah,
gentleman's
it's
question?
B. He's a good buddy of mine. He said as well. Yeah, work life balance. I'm trying to find a great one too.
Yes, and so here I am, honestly, doing this thing, which I think Gibby can talk about. I won't talk, but it's a whole new world for me. So I am taking whatever this is, a new beginning, a new chapter. Even going back to acting class, I just think I needed to do it to just feel alive and feel like I'm doing something because there is a large part of me when it comes to performing and it comes to this world that I've lived in for so many years. The not just the passion, but I want to find the spark again. And I think maybe through this, somehow, some way, something will ignite. And I'm open to whatever. But I even told those actors, fellow actors, I go, I'm here, and because the other ones are saying, "Oh, I'm excited, I'm passionate, I love acting, even though I'm in the tech world." For
Mm,
me, I said, "Well, I want to find that again."
mm. Well, if
And
anyone
so
can
that's a great question. Thank you.
spark, and if anyone can ignite something, it's the blaze. T. T.
I'll drink my spot to that.
Spot of tea. Spot of tea. Bubbles digs it.
Well, that's
Bubbles
it.
digs it. PK,
Bubbles.
what's up, bud?
I'm glad. I'm beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. So yeah, that's it. And so I'm writing. I'm writing a lot. Uh, I maybe if I were to go back, but I don't like to live like that.
Mm,
But maybe go back, take a different route. But I love doing my own thing.
mm,
I've always wanted to do my own thing, and I've done my own thing with theater companies, with what Gibby and I did in South Florida. We did our own thing, and it was just, yeah, maybe a million people didn't see it. In fact, maybe only 100 people saw it, but those 100 people probably saw something so different, so unusual. It was very cool. It was a very cool time, a good time,
mm.
and I think that's what it's about. So
Yeah.
thank you for great questions, and thank you for listening. I
Right.
appreciate that.
PK likes the broadcast. Well done, gents. PK, I appreciate you, my dude. He says this needs to be a
Thank you.
regular thing, and it will. It will.
Dang, dang, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. So these are folks that I don't see the chat. I don't
You
know
don't have the
why it's not
chat?
working.
You don't have the
I
chat
have the
up?
video, but I don't know what I just. How do you get
Show
this
me your
thing?
phone. Show stream your phone. Streamception right now. Press it. Press that. Press that video.
What does it say? Stream. Oh, press it.
Press it. Press it, and it'll
Oh,
pop up. There you go.
got it.
And it'll hammer
Got it. There
underneath.
you go.
Nutty, what's up, buddy?
You see, these. So now I'm starting to
There
see.
you go.
Gotcha.
There you
Gotcha.
go.
Okay.
There you go. So
Got it.
now you can start reading chat as well. There you go. There you go.
Thank you. Okay. Great.
Bubbles wants you to go a little bit more into your writing.
Well, oh, I could hear this. How do you?
Oh yeah, just turn that
Okay.
volume down.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
And PK, this will
Um.
be happening every week, right? We're gonna do this at least once a week to get off the ground, right?
Okay. Uh, how did I get in my writing? Well, I moved to North Carolina. It was one of my first teaching jobs. So I went from Philadelphia and living in big cities all over the place to literally middle of nowhere, North Carolina, rural North Carolina. It's tough to say that word, by the way. You say it, Gabriel. Rural,
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 rural.
rural, rural,
Should I say it
rural.
like an American or like a British person?
Say it like I say spot of tea, please.
Spot of tea. You've got to.
I
It
got-
all comes with the. The nose has got to go up. The teeth have got to come out. Spot of tea.
You mean like a spot of tea? You mean like
Yes.
this?
Yeah.
Wait,
And
this
ideally
is
with the
ridiculous. People
most
are like
amount of
laughing at
spit,
me.
with the most amount of spit
Spot.
possible.
Woo! Good thing I have a spit cup here.
What if
I
next
have a
week's
spit cup
episode
right
we have
there.
a little spittoon in the corner, and every 5 seconds
My
you just hear a little ding, like ding,
My grandson, when he eats, because it's all over the place, it's a bib, which has like a area where all the food
Mm,
catches, right? So it doesn't go on the floor.
mm,
So we're gonna have bibs, spit bibs, right?
mm. I like that. We should have matching bibs.
Let's like like checkered or okay,
Good.
where let let's get back to what the
Yeah, yeah. I use spit bibs every time I eat. Beat says we can have why don't we start some merch? We can have our very own production line of spit bibs and spittoons.
I say we go to Shark Tank and pitch this mother. Oh, I better not curse. I
You
just
can let it
censored
out. You can
myself.
let it out, Bubba. You
We
can let it out.
better let's go to Shark Tank and pitch this motherfucker.
There you go. There you go.
Thank you. I
See
feel much better. Oh
everyone
God.
in chat, they've just all got very excited. Very excited indeed.
It's like it's so yeah, I went to the middle of nowhere, North Carolina, from living, a life of theater and being around people and, that energy to oh
Mm,
boy. So I had to do something creative and I started writing this novel, which I thought I always wanted to. I just didn't know how to and go and you just do it. And here I had 50 pages and I'm like,
mm.
whoa. And I kept on and it took forever. It was like what do you call it? Where what's it called when you were Gibby, maybe you could help me out. When you're trying to learn, it's a certain word. Apprenticeship.
Apprenticeship. I had no
Bingo.
idea where you were going with that. I'm glad you got there in the end because I would have been no help.
Okay.
Oh, it's brilliant, bro. Beat wants to draw up some diagrams for us. Maybe we should. We should let him for the
Drop
bibs.
away.
Hmm.
So yeah, and then I started writing and I started traveling, becoming a world traveler, cheap world traveler, I might add. I never stay at the Ritz
Mm.
because I'm a broke ass, should I say it? Should I say it, Gibby?
Please, please,
I'm a broke ass
please.
bitch,
Nice,
folks.
nice.
And so I traveled very and then that actually excited me. So like that novel I showed you was from my time in Lisbon. So Lisbon is the setting, Lisbon, Portugal. I think there's a
www.thomasrusebazar.com. Go get your copy. There you go.
and let's give a shout out to Mr. Capaldi for setting up and designing that website for me.
Thank you.
And I
Thank
paid
you.
him lots of money, folks. Lots.
Yeah.
He's a like when it comes to money and negotiating with this gentleman, he's a pain in the ass. Don't do it.
I'm an
Don't
ox.
do it, folks.
I'm an ox.
So and then I just love it. I loved it, and I get you get better at it. What is that? They say you spend 10,000 hours at something, and eventually, hopefully, you don't
Hopefully.
master it. Maybe some people do. I'm not saying I'm a master. I'm not saying that,
Mm.
but I got better at it, and I think I'm getting better at it. And things that
You're the
were
wizard.
tough back 10 years.
You're the wizard.
Yes,
If you guys
like
ever hear us refer to each other as wizards
sleeves.
with some deep sleevage and some sleeve bearers, please do not be alarmed. There is nothing sexual
Okay.
about it. It is
Well,
me-
well, explain this, please, to the kind folks at home. Explain what the like that.
you see
No,
Baze's
you want
jumper is very deceiving. His sleevage is definitely a lot bigger. He's got sleeves dragging on the floor behind him.
look how I
The
nod, Gibby.
pocket lips.
Look how I'm nodding, Gibby.
Let's go.
Yeah, I can
PK
nod
PK
too.
asks,
I can
is that
nod too,
alcohol in
motherfucker.
your cup? He's got a spot of tea.
Oh,
A spot of
yeah.
tea.
Oh, no. Yes. Oh, I wish it was my
Mm,
friend. I wish it was alcohol. I wish I
mm.
could do some other things here, but we're keeping it PC, folks. We're keeping it
Somewhat,
PC.
somewhat.
Maybe,
Chat would
somewhat.
like to see the cover of your book again. If you could hold that up again
And
for the lovely viewers out there.
it's a little confusing. It's an expectation of plenty, and this is a small publisher. They're called Atmosphere, and I back and forth we went with the cover, and I try to get them to do a blood drip on the Y
Oh,
because there
really?
is
Yeah.
yeah, and they just couldn't do it for me. And by the way, Bazar is my American name. My name that I'm have taken because my dad passed away about a year ago, literally a year ago from cancer. Our original name when we came to this country was Ruse Bazaar. So in front of Bazar, there's a Ruse, Rooz, and I kind of went back to it to honor my father because it was our original name, and now I'm using that. That's why I introduce myself, or it's on my books. It's whatever we're gonna do. So yeah, it's right here, and it's on Kirkus. Kirkus is a very respected book review site. They gave it a recommended review, which is a big deal. They're very picky, and they gave this book a recommended review. So um, I
Because of
wrote
the
it.
sleeps. Because of the sleeps. Yeah.
And thank you for asking. It's dear to my heart. Sometimes when I'm in the toilet, I break I break it out and read passages because I'm that pathetic,
Right.
folks.
Right.
I'm that pathetic, and I read it. I'm like, I go like this. Give me a look. Look, head nod. Not bad.
Not.
Not bad.
Hmm,
Anyway, yeah.
hmm, hmm.
And then I do also when I'm on the toilet with my book in the like this.
Uh-huh.
I have to look like my
You have
glasses,
to you have to
down.
peruse
So here I am
on
on
the
the toilet
toilet.
exactly like this.
Headphones and all.
Headphones and
You
all.
look
Yeah.
like when you sat like that, you look like you would have an attendee there present to turn the pages
I'm
for
fucking
you
rocking.
and to wipe.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
I'm fucking rocking out to Lawrence Welk.
Let's
You didn't
go.
even know what Lawrence. I'm making
No.
a reference.
No.
He's this old. Oh man, I'm dating myself. If some of you folks that look up Lawrence Welk, Welk. Does anyone know Lawrence Welk? Am I the only person
Hmm.
in this little cabal of ours that knows Lawrence Welk? Oh my god.
We'll see if anyone does. Beat's got another question for you. What would Baze say to his younger self regarding his professional work? Would he do anything different?
These questions are fantastic, but for real, my god, I
Right,
love them.
right. These
What
are my guys from my other channel. We got a
I
great
love it.
great
Great
guys, great guys.
questions. Can you repeat it? Maybe am I saying
um, what would
oh
Baze say to his younger self regarding his professional work?
um at the end of the day, there's so much rejection in what I've chosen to do in theater and acting and writing. Oh my god, there's a lot of rejection, so much that you have to. It has to start and end with you. How you feel about the work, really,
Right.
um, because there's so much. It could be very disheartening, deflating. I mean, heck, when my father passed about a year ago, during that period, because I've been writing and feel great about my work, but to make a breakthrough into traditional publishing or even small presses, which is traditional publishing in some sense, I haven't done the self-publishing. That's a different world that maybe I'll enter into one day. I don't want to. I want to get assessed by people in this industry, but it's tough. It's very tough,
Mm,
and I've had people in the past couple of years lately that I've been lucky to find a great editor, which is very important. Which I realized now
mm,
that they believe in your work. And let me drop a name because she's wonderful and she's a great author in her own right, and she's an amazing editor. And that collaboration is essential. I've noticed, and her name is Jessica Bonder, Bonder, and she is terrific. And she's been a champion of my work. I'm a champion of her work. She really has. Uh, she gets my work, and when you get someone along those lines, yeah. So yes, yeah. Looking back at my younger self, I like who I am. I like what I've done. Of course, you want. There's a sun is shining on me here.
all
Um,
angelic like.
I all angelic like. I look like this. For me, I just seem like this white, this shroud, and just these two, right?
Mystic, I love it.
But yeah, so it's a it's a calling. It's a calling,
Mm,
and it's a calling that I can't break. I don't know what else to do.
mm,
I teach to make them, make ends meet, but my true calling is being creative, and I love writing. I love, I think my heroes have died for many years. I've had many heroes, and I kind of, this sounds corny, but I think I told Gibby this when we were doing Momo and Toto. And part of Momo and Toto is you have to kill your heroes and become your own
right,
hero.
right.
And I think I'm of the age that it's a very strange place, to be honest. Like, if you were to say to me, "Oh, a year ago, oh, you're going to do a podcast with so and so," I would have said, "Oh, really?" And because you grow up, I grew up in a totally different age, a totally different mindset,
Mm,
and but I like my work. I haven't we haven't gotten into the nitty gritty of it. We will eventually. I feel like I'm going on and on with this, so I'm going to stop talking. But yeah, Gibby, please, you take over. But these are great. I
yeah.
mean, really amazing questions. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
no, they're loving it. They wanted me to make sure that that you knew how Beat said with the nod, with the nod. They wanted me to
Look,
make clear that they've been looking forward to meeting you. I've been bigging you up for a long time, for a long time. They've all
well,
known
thank you
about
very much for that.
the presence of the sleeve before, like, right, they've been just around the corner and they see the sleeve kind of going around, but they have no idea who's wearing the sleeve. Now you're in full view. You're in full
It's
view.
a pleasure. It's it's an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you very much
Mm,
for inviting me, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you.
mm. Well, yeah, I guess I guess my spiel turn now, right? It's my turn.
Please. Yes.
So I mean, obviously, I don't have as much history in all of this as Baze does. I'm only 22 years old, but as long as I can remember, since I think my very first play ever, besides like nativities and stuff, I think was Blackbeard, and I think I was 6 years old. And have I ever told you this? I've got all these
Are
pictures.
you
I'll
asking
find
me
them to you.
or
I'm asking
talking?
you. I'm asking you.
Oh, no,
No,
no, no,
no.
no,
I
no,
think
no.
the very first like genuine production I did, other than like a nativity, was Blackbeard the musical.
Mm.
I've the most bizarre thing ever, and I've got all these pictures of me in like Pirates of the Caribbean dreadlocks at like 6 or 7 years old in a little pirate costume. It looks great. I'll find them for you. I'll find them for you. Um,
Did you have the little beads?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, the whole shebang. Well, actually, I think it was
Great.
marker. I think that drawn on beard around.
Of course,
Of
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 course.
course,
Yeah.
of course,
Baby
of
face,
course, of course.
baby face G. Yeah.
Yeah, babyface G. Um,
Not like this G. Not like this G
No,
right
no,
now.
bearded and beautiful.
Right, right, right.
Yeah, you guys will
Bearded and
see. We're
beautiful.
gonna we're gonna
Absolutely.
we're gonna get into what I know. You guys are probably like, what is Momo and Toto? What is all that? We'll talk about that in a little bit. But you guys will get to see that, I'm sure. Um, but yeah, and then since then, I've never wanted to do anything other than performing. Um, been in several productions, 2 or 3 productions minimum. From then on, for the rest of my life, I was a drama scholar at my school in England. You guys know I started out in England. Did my GCSEs drama. I did Lambda Awards at. So, do you know Lambda Base? You must know Lambda. No? London
The
Academy of,
London
yeah, yeah,
Academy of Music and
and
Dramatic
Dramatic
Arts.
Arts.
Yes,
Yeah. So
yes.
they do.
Isn't that? I'm sorry to interrupt.
No.
Is that one of the top? That's one of the
Yeah, the
well-known.
the
Yeah.
the school is RADA. You must have heard of RADA.
Rada.
RADA's like
Yes,
really. So
yes.
that was my dream school for a long time, for my whole life, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, no, I did. So with Lambda, I did all of their. They do like gradings. I don't know if you know that. They do qualifications type tests and stuff. That's like co-curricular, out of school stuff and everything like that. And I did there's different levels. Like you do like a bronze medal, a silver medal, a gold medal, so on. Different things in monologues, duologues, group pieces. There's group devised pieces where you write your own things and you do. And I started. I don't think I've ever told you about these. I started doing those when I was 11. something like that. Got
Mm, okay.
distinctions in all of those, which are like the highest level. It's like pass merit distinction or you fail or whatever. Um, I did so many of them actually that I couldn't take any more because you have to wait till a certain age to take more. So then I started doing the group devised ones where me and a few of my buddies we wrote some plays, did that, got those graded too. Yeah, and then moved to America when I was 16. Attended the Benjamin School. That's where I met this handsome young angelic devil here. And yeah, we worked together right in the school plays. He was our director, the caster. And yeah, I mean, me and Baze, we just really hit it off straight away. You know, we were talking the other day. It's just impressive. Like sometimes you just meet people who were so, like you and mesh so well and you just click for no reason and we just the rest is history. The rest is history. And since then, I graduated from school. I applied to various acting conservatories, got in, decided it wasn't for me and that I wanted some more real world experience and stuff. That's where again I came with Baze's company, a band of actors, where we started doing some work together and everything. um After I graduated and whilst I was at school as well. And then COVID happened and fucked everything
Ooh,
up.
yeah.
Fucked everything up.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
And now you guys
What a
know I'm
my
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
everything will do.
Yeah, right in the. It sucks as well, I've been training my entire life to kickstart my acting career in the world. Finally there. Nothing, COVID. Which sucked.
Mm,
Which sucked. Um, but yeah, big, theater's everything to me. Acting's everything to me. I'm a big fan of the older classics. I love Marlowe. Marlowe's one of my favorite playwrights. Baze knows Dr. Faustus, my favorite play, hands
I
down.
remember, yeah.
Mhm.
I remember we were in a class. You see what I think with Gibby. I think what he's talking about is an energy that that if people have, and Gibby definitely had an energy that I picked up on, and he also brought a level of seriousness to our program, which when you have a young person like Gibby in a high school setting, peers and that kind of leadership, people really looked up to him because he approached it as if his life depended on it,
I mean, you
and it
you would
makes a
know it does,
difference.
doesn't it? Though it's just the same for
Yeah,
all the creative types like
yeah,
you were talking about. It's that
yeah,
is existence to us. There's nothing.
yeah,
There's no coming in the way of it. It's our entire personas. Like it's everything. It's everything. Um.
yeah. And this nomad here said creativity is one of life's biggest freedoms.
Mhm.
Beautiful.
Mhm.
I truly
Let's go, Nobby.
believe it is what keeps the world from imploding.
Wow.
And wow, what
Now
a
that's some deep sleevage stuff
that's
right there.
fucking that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's
that's good.
very That's so true, and it keeps me, and I'm sure you, from
Yeah,
imploding,
absolutely.
right?
I mean, that's why I
Oh my
felt,
God,
like
yeah,
you said, going to Carolina, one of the Carolinas, like, you feel trapped, right? Like you guys know, Baze knows, I've been, recently moved to Italy, been here a year now. There's nothing here for me, so, that's when I started writing my book, like that was my creative escape because I needed to because it's everything, right? And need to stop myself from imploding, right? But I haven't done anything acting wise since Momo and Toto, which was,
mm,
it was what 4 years ago now. That's
hmm,
and that
yeah,
sucks for me.
yeah,
I've never done this, Even outside of
hmm,
school, I was always, I spent a summer living in New York at ARDA, the American Academy of the Dramatic Arts, doing that, like I could never get enough of it. A summer away from school was too long for me to not do anything. So I had to venture out and take courses, take classes, do workshops, camps, all of it. Do you remember? This is just actually reminded me. Do you remember your Bays used to hold these Saturday classes? Do you remember those?
yeah.
Those were
I
good.
do, I
Those were
do.
good. Those were a laugh.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and
Um,
learned a lot. Learned a lot. And that's what the
Yes.
biggest thing that you guys could get away is this man right here, that one. He's a master. He is a master, bro. He is. I always, like he said, I took this all very seriously, but nobody has ever fueled my passion and taught me more in my life, just general in life, acting, theater, than this man right here. And I absolutely would not be in the place that I am today if it wasn't for you. So I'm super excited to um to get this going with you. To get this going with you. We're gonna change the world, aren't we?
Me too. Me too, buddy. That was very nicely and ditto. And you're a
Mhm.
terrific human being with this beat the beat.
Beat the
So
beat.
does anybody have any core values? And I
Mm.
think
Another great
that's what
question.
it's all about. Yeah, that's
Mm.
another great question. I think what we're going to explore is all about core values of how to approach. It doesn't really have a definition, but I think it's
Mm.
something that it's all about inventiveness and creativity. And we really are with you want to figure out what we can do to change the world, to be
Yeah.
honest with you.
Yeah.
With laughter, with joy, which, there's just all the other shit, all the cynicism and, all this ugly stuff. There's human beings are beautiful and what they could create, very, very beautiful.
Yeah.
And this planet is rare. Human body and what it could do is rare.
Mm.
To move in space, to see, to think, to feel, it's if you think about it, it's fucking crazy, man.
Mm. Yeah.
I mean, it's fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
It is. It is.
Um,
What's up, Pablo?
and yeah. Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that Pablo?
Yeah.
Is he from
That's Pablo.
Mexico? Oh,
Texas.
all right.
Texas.
Oh,
Yeah.
Texas. Okay.
Texas. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
where? Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. Hi. Hey,
Uh.
Pablo.
Yeah. No. I
So
couldn't
yeah.
agree more.
So yeah.
Couldn't agree more. I think one
Yeah.
one of my biggest core values, and I know Bays would agree, and this will lead into Momo and Toto. Let's talk a little bit about that. Um,
Okay.
just being true to oneself, right? Like that's you cannot be happy if you're not true to yourself. Like that's got to be the number one biggest thing, right? We're in today's society we wear a lot of faces, and it's hard to be true to yourself, but you've got to be happy, and tying that in, like I said, with Momo and Toto, right? We so yeah, but back when we were still in America, well, in Florida, Bays had a theater company, a band of actors, which he so kindly asked me to come along for the journey with. Um, and that's where we were really taking creative license with something really outstanding, right? And something really freeing. And that's where I'm tying this into, right? It's so easy tying this back into acting and theatre production, it's so easy to get lost in the moment and lost in performing to an audience. You're doing what people like, right? Me and Bass talk all the time about the fluffy shit that sells. Like it's so easy to get lost into that you lose oneself, you lose one's creative outlook, right? And so we did this play, Momo and Toto, written by Bays, written by yours truly, which I don't actually think I've ever told you just how fantastic the writing of that was. Like the
Thank you, buddy.
so just redefining everything for me personally. Like I always loved absurdism, but before Bays was the one who really like opened my eyes to what theater of the absurd is. Um and just yeah, how freeing that can be and how in the moment we can be. And doing that play with you was where I realized, we have to be true to oneself. We have to yeah, it's the total blissfulness. That play was
Mm.
life changing. Working on that with you, the process, the performance, the freeingness of it was impeccable. But I mean, it was your play. Why don't you talk about it, what it was like, what it was about. I'm sure you guys are going to get to watch it soon, maybe next week or the week after. And just what theater of the absurd is to the people who might not know.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy. You're very kind to say these things. Nomad, uh, thing said, I think you're the perfect duo to be trailblazers.
There you go, Blaze,
Stride
Blaze again.
forward and you, yeah, that's right. Stride forward in your field and innovate and inspire.
There you
Way
go.
to go. Way to go,
That's
Nomad.
the mission. That's the mission right there,
Yeah,
isn't it?
that is. That
We're
is.
we're
That
gonna get
that is the
yeah.
mission.
We've
That's a
we've been
fucking mission,
sidetracking a
man.
lot here, but we will get into that, right? We'll finish up on this Momo and Toad to think theater of the absurd, and we're gonna go into what we're actually doing here because we haven't even touched that yet. We'll get into
Yeah,
what
we're
we're
talking.
doing here.
God blabbing.
But yeah, go on.
So it's
Absurdism
yeah,
in Momo and
you
Toto.
evolve. I mean, when I started, I think I started late in this. I was 22. I tried my hand at so much shit.
Mm,
English, back then computer science.
mm,
Before it took off, and I was miserable. I was not an academic. My parents were pulling their hair out. They're like, especially generation Iranians. They're like
mm,
all about um, wow, the sun's coming out. Um, it's rare. The past week, it's been so gloomy here.
mm,
Anyway,
mm,
uh, what was I? Oh yeah. So, and so they were so disappointed. I was always the outcast, and here I found, on a whim, I took an acting class,
mm,
and sure, first year or two, it's all, or first few years, I'm all about Tennessee Williams and Arthur Miller, and these are great playwrights. Don't get me wrong, but then you evolve. I started discovering these absurdist writers that there's a freedom to it, there of movement, of transitions, of just a freedom that I think realism and what we see a lot of with film and TV, and there's so much realistic
mm,
work that it kind of deadens me a little bit. I feel with tackling like Beckett and Ionesco and all these other writers. Alfred Yari is one of my favorites. He wrote Ubu, amazing, probably the predecessor to it all. Um, and then with my own work, just as a theater maker, a
mm.
performance maker, I wrote this play that was all about buffoonery, vaudeville, song and dance, minimalist. I mean, heck, we had only a projection and a bench and fanny
Yeah,
packs
fanny
and high
packs. Yeah.
and wigs and
You
mustaches
guys
that
will
fell
see it.
off, and
We're gonna have a viewing party soon. We're definitely gotta show
you
these
you
guys.
yeah, and
Yeah.
you break the fourth wall. I don't know if anyone knows what's that. That's this invisible wall between
Mm,
audience and the actors, and
mm,
it doesn't exist. And so we were running, and just the wild characters, and it's poetic, it's funny, it's tragic.
mhm.
The subtitle is called. I mean, it's Momo and Toto, and then in subtitles, it's called Together Forever in Perpetuity, and perpetuity means to get forever. And so it's a play on these two schmucks, these two
And we are
poet,
schmucks.
philosopher. Yeah, I mean, they're just trying to figure shit out.
Mhm.
And there was a freedom of doing theater for so long. The only other play that I think I had this kind of freedom was in Godot. And I played the character of Potso, and this was back in my theater company in Philly. But yet that's way more structured. And I know with Beckett and what you hear, the purists say, oh, yeah, you got to follow every pause and
Yeah.
everything of Beckett. And we didn't. And, of course, the traditionalists, oh, God, oh, my God, how could you? How dare you? And, with this, um, there has to be a structure, but there also, within that structure, is so much freedom.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never experienced, because of Gibby, because of the people, the energy. We had this other gentleman by the name of Sergio Navarro who played the nun, this male figure who played this, tight ass nun.
And what a nun he
And
was.
yeah, he was trained. He has a Spanish accent. He was wonderful. And we had a group of
Mm.
other students, young students, acting students. And then we had a gentleman by the name of Bob Sharkey who
Big time
played the
actor Bob now. Big time actor now.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of the cynical audience member who always interrupted Momo and Toto. And
Mm,
so there was something magical about it. I haven't, like Gibby, I haven't recaptured it. I think a lot has happened in our world. I
mhm.
focused on writing. We had COVID. Um, God, I don't know what it's been so buried, to be honest with you
Yeah.
guys. It's been so buried
It's a
in me.
shame as well.
Uh,
Back then we had the momentum. We were strongly, strongly working towards bringing that to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival back when we did it, right? And then never happened. We definitely, it's on the table though. It's in the cards. We definitely want to revive that and bring that back to a festival, right? Yeah.
Absolutely. I think that's one of the reasons why we're here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Um, there's a part of me that grew up face to face. In here, and here's this person, and here's this actor, and here we are in physical closeness with one another. And in this way, it's a total different mind, or
Yeah.
not mind.
It's a different
It's a
medium.
different reality,
Yeah.
a different medium.
Yeah.
And for me to come along with Gibby on this ride, and I think we both want to do this and explore this. Yeah, we want to take Momo and Toto, or a new play. I have other plays, or a created work,
Mhm.
something that we work on, and it could be online. It could be with the help of this community. Ideas like these ideas that I'm reading on the chat are so profound, are
Mhm.
so wonderful, so positive, so life affirming. So this is a surprise to me, to be honest with you. And I don't know where this is going to go, but we would love to take these things. I mean, initially, it's part of this thing that we're creating. Where I mean, Gibby, I feel like I'm talking so much here.
But
Help a brother out, dude.
such a beautiful voice though.
Help a brother out. I did. Did you see the kung fu move? It
That
was a
was a
little gnat,
kung fu
and
move. You
I was a
blocking
kung fu
my.
move. I was a kung fu move. You
I
see, I
like it.
went like that, and I got the little gnat, and
That's
I
where
ate it.
the right. That's where the tea comes in. Right.
Mm.
Right.
No,
Calming
I
one's
wouldn't.
soul.
For you nature lovers, I would never kill a gnat. I am not a nature killer. I'm pro nature. I
He might
swear to
sit on
you, I
one.
love.
He might sit on one by mistake.
Can you imagine the gnat's head? I have a skinny ass, ladies and gentlemen. I'm sorry to say. Here we are. And so his head pops out. He's like, "Help!
Yes.
Help!" And
Yes.
I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I can't hear you. I'm having a spot of tea."
Spot of tea. All right. Let's backtrack a little bit here. We've got a few questions that we need to go back to, and then we'll
I know I want to get
yeah,
some, but I'm talking so
let's
damn much.
answer some questions, and then we'll get on with why we're here. We'll get on with what we're doing here, right? Um,
Thank God.
intros are done. Intros are
Talk to you, and
hard. Intros are
you
hard.
have to shut me up. Intros are
Intros are
hard.
hard. Intros are hard, bro.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah. So Bubbles has asked me. So would you say you've always been they don't care about you that much? Been an absurdist, or has Bays helped you discover that? I mean, I was definitely always familiar with absurdism as a whole, right? Like, the difference between like American education and English education when it comes to theater studies is, in England it's very academic, right? We study scripts as opposed to like there is an element of practical work to it, but it's very academic. We study the different types of theater, like Brechtian and all that. Stanislavski. We look at the history of theater, super academic, right? So I mean, I knew of its existence. I just I'd never really been a part of that world. I'd never been introduced, I guess, to it physically. Like I did this through my own research and I'm always looking up stuff. I'm always reading plays, whatever. But yeah, Bayes really opened my eyes up to it. And actually, it changed the way that I look at anything. Do you remember what you introduced me to it with? Probably not.
What play you mean?
Just absurdism.
Uh, hmm. no. Can you
No,
remind me?
you introduced me to not super absurdist, but Christopher Durang, which became
Oh, hey,
one of my
right,
audition
right.
pieces for school. I did this piece called Beyond Therapy by Christopher Durang, which
Yeah,
is
famous. Yeah.
a very very awesome play about a psychiatrist dealing with all these mental patients who in his own right is a lunatic, right? And but and
Yeah.
so it's a great, it's hilarious, it's hysterical, and it's a
It
great
is.
play, a
It
great
is.
play, and it's absurdist. It's not quite as
Mm.
crazy as anything like Momo and Toto and stuff. Like there's
No,
definitely a
no, yeah.
structure to it and stuff. But because of Bays and like introducing me to all of this and stuff, I just went so over the top absurdist with it. I don't know if you remember me doing it, but I had so much fun with that. And since then, you know, I look at pieces of work, and I've written absurdist pieces because of Bayes, and I try and bring some element of that to even more static pieces. But yeah, I love it. I love it. XD is asking what is one of our favorite plays that we have done.
Uh, you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
I guess I might be quicker. You might be longer because you've worked on so many, right? I guess I'll go
I'm not.
first.
I'm not. That's an interesting question. Is that the play that was not Momo and Toto something else? And if that's
I
the
don't know. I
case,
guess I was gonna give, obviously, Momo and Toto is absolutely up there as right at the top. Other than that,
yeah.
I really actually like. Funny enough, it was a school play. I really liked Julius Caesar. I
You were
think
great. That was great.
I was Mark
That was a great
Antony and
production.
Julius Caesar,
Fun play.
and that really took me to some places. Um, that I've
Yeah.
definitely actually one struggled to recreate since. Um,
Mm,
and opened my range considerably. Um,
mm,
Not because of, I'm English. I'm English study Shakespeare like no one else. Like
yeah.
I've gone very in depth. I'm very, very familiar with the language. Like, it's second nature to speak in Shakespearean English to me. Like that wasn't so much of a challenge to me. It's just the places where it could take me were dealing with loss. And like that one, like the monologue with Julius Caesar underneath me, that really, really took me to some places. And I just can't explain it any other way than that. And that definitely
Do
left an
you?
impact to me.
I'm sorry I cut you off. Sorry.
That was it. That was it.
No.
I'm done.
Do you remember the first line? I don't want to put you on the spot. Do you remember the first line of that soliloquy?
Couldn't tell you, bro.
Ready? I know that soliloquy by heart. I think it's
Yeah.
so beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, pardon me, thou bleeding piece of earth,
Mhm.
that I am
There you
meek
go.
and gentle with these butchers.
Mm.
Thou art the ruins of the noblest man that ever lived in the tide of times. Woe to the hand that
Mm.
shed this costly blood. Over thy wounds now do I prophesy, which like dumb mouths do ope their ruby lips to beg the voice and utterance of my tongue. A curse shall light upon the limbs of men. It's a beautiful fucking
Look, we're being
monologue, man.
serenaded,
God,
guys.
dude.
Listen to this. We're being serenaded now. It's a great. It's
It's a
a
gorgeous
impeccable
monologue.
monologue.
Fuck, man. Uh,
That really took
it
me to
makes me
some
want to cry,
places,
man.
dude. It really took. I did cry.
Yeah,
I think I genuinely that I think was the first time I've cried in things before. Like I've cried on stage in a performance before, but I've never shown so much genuine emotion in a piece that I've done. Like I was bawling. I don't know if you remember. I was bawling on stage in that. Like it
I
really
remember.
just took me. Um,
Remember, I think one of my notes, I think that was the first show, right? Because we did two. What, how
mhm.
lame just to do two. You
I
can't really,
know. I
anyway.
know.
And then I said, be careful. Don't let it, and this is a directorial thing.
Hmm.
And you gotta, this is a discipline of what we do, where don't let the emotion so overwhelm you where the whole play comes to a standstill, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, and that's you. And people are saying, "What?
Yeah.
No, no. You still have to have that discipline to
Yeah.
keep it,
Yeah. Keep the
moving
pace
on."
up.
But
Yeah. What about
God,
you?
what a
That
performance!
was great. That
Perfect.
was great. That was great. What are your favorite plays that you've been a
Um,
part of other
I
than Momo and
think
Toto?
I think American Buffalo because I've
Right.
lived with American
Right.
Buffalo. Heck, I'm doing it again for this deep dive class. The opening scene, I love it so
Right.
much. It's not there's an it's not absurdist like Momo and Toto, but these three guys here, these characters are buffoons, man, chasing the American dream. And it's funny if done well. It's intense. It's sad and pathetic,
Mm.
and it's a beautiful, beautiful play. That's acting and directing I've done, and that we took this to Edinburgh back in the day, and it won Best Production at one of the venues. And it's just fun to work on. Like Gibby would be great in the role of Bobby here.
You think
I
Bobby?
think.
I don't think
Uh,
I don't think I've ever
yeah,
Bobby.
yeah.
I could
I
do a
think
Bobby.
Bobby. I think so
Mm.
too.
I haven't
And
read the
then
whole
another
thing,
one
but
that I
I've read the, you know, you've pointed out more than a few scenes to me that I've read, and I sure I got to read that whole thing. I gotta get through that.
and I and I've been lucky because a lot of these are I've wanted to do. Made it happen with my group.
Mm.
I've done Waiting for Godot, and Godot happened a month after 9/11. I mean, of course, we set the season so
Oh
the
wow.
dates were in place. And nine
Mm.
eleven happened, and I remember the group of actors. We were sitting outside rehearsal that evening where we met after 9/11, the day
Mhm.
of nine
Mhm.
eleven, and we were just in shock. And I turned and I sincerely said to the people, to the actors, guys, are we going to cancel this production because of what this tragedy?
Mm.
And we just were sitting, and then finally, I didn't say it. I was going to go with whatever. If they said, yeah, let's cancel, I would have said, okay. And they all turned to me, all three of them, the other guys in Godot, and said, no, I think this play and what we need to do and what it says, we should do it. And shockingly, we had no idea how it was going to go because of what happened,
Mm.
but it was our most successful play in terms of attendance. We got great reception. That was kind of the height of our theater
Mm.
company. It was
Mhm.
called Hunger Theater in Philly at the time, and that was an amazing. And then, I've done another Beckett called Endgame, which is
Oh, you've
a
told me about
tougher
that
play,
one.
dark.
Mm.
Yeah, darker, much
Mm.
darker than Godot. Godot has and Endgame has a playfulness too, but it's darker. I've been lucky. I've tackled a lot of things, but I would probably say Buffalo and Godot.
Yeah.
Outside of those two, yeah.
Mm.
And
I know
directing,
Godot.
I would,
Godot's a
yeah,
good, solid play.
yeah,
You made me read that. Most of the plays I've read, you've
yeah.
put me on. Most of them. Yeah.
So yeah, those are, and just talking about this, which I haven't talked about in this kind of setting
Mm.
outside of you or a couple other
Mhm.
folks. It's bringing back, it
Yeah.
makes me want to.
Well,
Maybe this
they're
is a good
loving it.
segue. Yeah, right.
They're loving it, man. PK is saying this is such a cool story. We've got a wow. We've got a I need a book list from this gentleman. Uh, PK says that
I'll be
this
more
is
than happy, of
amazing.
course.
There you go. PK said that this is amazing. I could listen to this all day. Please don't stop.
Oh,
There you
that's
go.
oh man, thank you so much.
And
That's
then
sweet. You
Bubbles
guys
is
are awesome. Thank you.
trying to gear us back on track. She said, "This is Cassie, by the way. Bubbles is Cassie." Um,
Oh, okay, great, good,
yeah,
good, good.
she's been saying, "Been great hearing about both of your histories and a little bit about your styles. Thank you for sharing. Can I ask to hear about what you guys want to do here?" So there we go. There we go.
Thank you,
Segue
thank
back
you.
on. So
Perfect.
yeah, this is we have been years dreaming about it, months in the making, right? We want to build our dream theater production company. We want to build a platform, right? We want to redefine what that is and really shake the industry up, right? Like we want to shake shit up. This obviously this company that we're talking about, this is going to be more than just this that you see here. um we want to make content for you guys and for the platform out of creating what this vision is. And I mean, we have a good idea, but also it's just this behemoth of an undertaking that we're going for. It's going to shape itself and we want to allow it to. But the goal is to have this freeing, united platform, right? Or artistic outlook out on the internet, right? And so with COVID, everything went online. Um, and you know, performances went online, acting lessons, all of it went online for the for theater production for the actor, and it just didn't stick. It just didn't go well because I genuinely believe the people who tried to do this just didn't, they weren't doing it the right way, right? Like they weren't adapting. And I think that's key. You know that nothing, you can't recreate theater and an impactful performance virtually. You just can't do it. You just can't do it. And that's where I believe, we believe that that failed, right? The failing to adapt. Um, and that's what we want to do. We want to build this platform, right? You know, we're going to blow this up. We're going to have our podcasts here. We're going to get guests on. We're going to do acting classes. We're going to do readings, script analysis, writing stuff with our books, talking about real events. We're gonna do skits. We're gonna post skits on the internet. We're going to, we'll show you guys Momo and Toto. Be like this whole virtual performance creative outlook platform that ultimately will culminate as well in a physical space, right? Me and Baze, obviously, Baze is out there in California. I'm here in Italy at the moment. Eventually, this will lead to be, going to a physical theater. We want to travel the world. We're going to be doing theater festivals, right? Edinburgh Fringe festivals. We're going to be traveling, doing performances together, building this company into this platform, and ultimately having a theater one day, and doing all this online stuff alongside it. So it's gonna be a behemoth. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be very interesting. And like I say, we're gonna let it guide us. We're gonna let it become what it wants to be. Um, this is just the beginning, isn't it? This is just ground one, podcasting,
Yep.
doing it all,
Yep.
doing it
Yeah,
all.
this is I don't want to bring a bad connotation to this, like ground zero. This definitely is ground zero. I wish I could define it. That's one of the
We
how should
called
I
it
say
liftoff.
it? I
That
try.
was your words, right? I said,
That
what
was
do we
right.
want to
Lift
call
off.
this
Right.
stream? Liftoff. That's it. It's
Yeah.
yeah,
It really
yeah.
is. Yeah. And I think I was a little hesitant to do all this because usually,
Because he hates me.
with
Doesn't like me
yeah,
anymore.
with a production. Who, me? I don't like you
Yeah, he doesn't
anymore.
like me enough. Took a lot of convincing for
I'm
this
trying to.
guy.
That's not true. Well, it's because, when you have a script, you have actors, you have this and this and that. You have kind of a defined, like, the here it's almost kind of like, there's this, and so I guess what I would like to piggyback really quick, and I won't take forever, Cassie. I
No,
won't
it's
take
okay. We could
forever.
take a chunk on this. This is important. This is important.
Okay, awesome. So,
You seemed very
um,
offended by that. You just
no, what Cassie
no,
said?
no.
Absolutely,
You look like you don't
absolutely
want a
not.
chunk.
If I'm offended by anything, I'll karate chop it. Right? I'm just like, and you go kia, and you got to do that shit.
Yes,
So if
yes,
I don't like something, I'll kia
yes.
it.
Kia it.
See, look,
Kia it.
yeah, okay. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, look, we would love to go to festivals. The two that pop into my mind are Edinburgh and Avignon in
Right.
France,
Right.
and there's many others. There's dozens of others in Australia. They have great festivals,
Right.
but that's not the only thing. I think this platform is truly. I'm interested in talking about the definition of a perform or like what we believe performance is and how we could usher that in because
Shaking
this
it
whole
up.
Stanislavski
Yeah.
model. Yeah, I think I'm interested in the civic and the political spectrum. I'm interested in the literature perspective. We're bringing people in. It won't just be us two boring ass. Are we boring ass? And if it's ass, is it azz? Is it as
Three
or
Z's.
ass or
Three Z's.
So it won't just be us two, I promise, because man, you guys are gonna be
We'll
like,
bring people along the way. We'll bring people along the way. And we're gonna have fun
we'll
along the
be out,
way.
out.
You know,
We are.
it won't just be us talking, right?
And
There will be
no,
performances. We're gonna do skits. We're gonna have a lot of fun
yes,
with the tech, green screens and
yes,
such. There'll be skits. There'll
yes,
be maybe even a one
right,
act or two or something, right? Like
yes,
we're gonna
yes.
find this along the way, and there will be live performances.
Other, but also this, I think we're talking about different
Yeah,
within this
this
umbrella
it's a
of this thing that we're
platform,
gonna
right?
call.
We're going
It's
for a
a platform
platform.
of
Yeah.
we're gonna have priests on here,
Yes,
live, real live
spankings,
priests, not
wooden
spe-
spankings.
we're gonna have.
Momo and Toto
Okay,
joke.
they're good. They're
Momo and
good.
Toto joke, guys.
You just you just torpedoed my shit,
I
dude.
karate
You
chopped
just
it.
torpedoed. You kiad it.
Kya.
Yours is kind of like you
Hey.
gotta like really kiad.
I'm doing a Bob Sharky. Hey.
Yeah, you
You
are.
tell you
Yeah,
you
you are.
tell Bob Sharky to kya it. He'll go. Yeah.
I know. We're gonna get Bob Sharkey on here.
What
We're gonna have to
we
pay him
should.
big, but
We should.
we're we're gonna have to pay him big money because he's a big time
Yeah.
actor now.
We got to pay money to match the ego. I bet his
So
self-esteem is not, you know, we're not the only thing that's lifted off.
let's keep it going because Cassie is going like this.
Cassie is yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
look.
yeah. Yeah. She says
Okay,
many
so
philosophical questions to ponder, yes. And
yes,
they're loving it, man. This I didn't expect. We got some very good responses here, man. Script analysis sounds very
great.
interesting. Nutty says, Nutmeg
Yes,
likes.
yes,
Um,
yes.
they're
So
loving it. They're
different
loving it.
platforms. I think it's not just going to be. Come on, let's not like make it just a theater and performance thing.
Yeah,
But
no,
I think we're talking literature, music,
artistic. Yeah,
this,
it's
fashion, art. Yeah, and also civic. I think we're in a place in our world where we want to bring, the topics and issues of what we grapple with, and not in just a creative like theater way, but in a way where people are talking
yes,
it through and
yes.
and figuring it out. And just in my neighborhood, we have people. I have a couple of folks who are very very community minded, very like politically, like not about picking sides but more about the human side, the
Mm-hmm.
more so we're not getting lost in all that. And
Absolutely.
it's going to be so much more, I think, right, G, about
Yeah,
than just
you know that's why I say, you know,
uh
like the key thing here is like, right, this is a platform that we're going after here that I haven't seen anywhere else. You know, like we're really trying to shake this up, redefine what this is going to be, right? And kind of invent a space for it. Um yeah, all of it, you know, theater stuff, music stuff. I know Baze wants to get into that. You know, literature, all of it, all of it. Just
yeah.
this whole creative outlook platform and yeah. Yeah, it's going to be a whole thing. Going to be a whole thing.
And I think there's someone who said, Sloth, you said what you guys are doing will embody that this is beat a beat, a physical space will embody a physical space. What do you mean? Um,
It means me and Baze would like a place to cuddle. That's what it means. That's what it means. It's hard being so far away. You know.
we call them fireside chats. Other
Yeah.
people call it Netflix and chill.
Yes, 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 yes.
That's what I'm hearing. And the grapevine is saying that. So we want a physical space where we can Netflix and fucking chill.
Yeah. With the Blaze
Um, but
Meister.
no, yes, but yes, here is a space. Here's a space. Here's a space.
Hey.
Here's a space. Is what we're gonna create. But
Yes.
also, I think we want to. How about if we do get to a place where we have something going, and whatever this starts evolving and defining itself. I wish we had a different definition of it, but we're figuring out with you. And
Yes.
I think you can help us really define what I like, the name of this thing for me, the umbrella, the big name is called the mother of invention.
Yeah.
And that will, and I don't know if G likes that and we don't have to keep it, but when I think of the mother of invention, I think of this and that, and it could be this and it could be, you know,
Moi.
it's
MOI
it could
baby.
be what?
Moi.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
What if it's just that?
Or we could just call
What if
it.
it's just Moi?
How about if we just call it a spot latte?
Spot of tea.
It's cold. My spot latte is now cold. How's my British? How's that? How's my
Oh,
Cockney?
that was supposed to be Cockney.
What was it? Spot latte. What is that?
Don't even know.
What do we
I
call
don't
that?
even know.
Is that British?
Some form. Sure. Some form of it.
I think I talk these poor people out. They're like, shut this
They're
motherfucker up,
going, you
for
fucking
Christ's
what,
sake.
mate? That's what they're saying. You fucking what?
What? Can I just say one word? One word answers. What?
What?
Yeah.
What?
No. Fuck.
What's up, Doc?
Shit. No, that was
Yeah.
bad. That was bad. Shut it. I have to work on my accent.
We'll work
Obviously.
on it. We'll work on it. But yeah, no, we definitely Re-going back on track,
Good Lord.
this is the online presence is going to stay, but obviously, yeah, like we would love a physical place to do this, right? Like we'd open up our own building, our own theater, have a black box,
Yes.
kind of thing, studio. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. And yeah, like Baze, you touched on something that I wanna get into, like as well. I want to reiterate. Um, you know, this is, like I said, this is a behemoth, and it's what we're trying to do is a new thing. It's a new space creatively, or we want it to be, right? This needs to be innovative. It needs to shake up the industry, right? And I think it will. Um, and yeah, this thing is really going to take off a mind of its own, I think, and it's going to, we want to work with it to get there. We don't know where there is just yet, right? We have a goal, we have a vision, but yeah, and you guys are definitely going to play a big part of that, right? Like you guys will
Yes.
absolutely help
Please.
us.
Please. Yes, please.
You
Please.
will help us
We need
shape
it.
what
We
this is
need you.
going to be, right? And
Mm-hmm.
that's going to make it all the more special, right? Um, all the more special. All the more special. These guys want in our cuddle house. You guys can get in the cuddle house. That's allowed.
It's it's gonna be a group.
Yeah. Doc said, not
Net.
gonna lie,
Yeah.
that's beautiful, man.
Damn.
Yeah, well, well.
You mean what? The Netflix and chill is beautiful, or what you just said is
No,
beautiful?
you are a beautiful man.
Oh,
You.
that's very sweet.
Yeah,
Thank you
there you
so
go.
much.
There you
Oh,
go.
thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
That's very kind. I feel like I'm ancient here. Like you guys have to dust me. You have to dust me off. I have like
Okay.
lots of dust on me.
Okay. Okay.
Like the brush.
Right.
Those brushing the archaeological sites. You know how they dust
I can do
everything?
lots
They're
of
gonna.
blowing for you. Lots of blowing.
How about one of those turkey basters? You know when you do a turkey baster and you blow on it,
Yes,
like push
yes.
it like that.
There's
Yeah.
those are the
Okay.
two universal hand gestures. We have the yeah, and we have the turkey baster.
Yes.
That looks
You
even
just
worse
yes.
than
Trademark it.
trademark it.
Trademark that shit.
Trademark it. They're loving it, man. Reception's
LLC
good.
that
LLC it. LLC it.
LLC it, dude.
LLC
LLC it.
it.
Mother of Invention
Yeah.
LLC.
So and then let's get into that, right? That's the final thing that we want to discuss today, right? Is
These poor folks.
these poor folks. We want to start thinking about a name, right? And yeah, Bay said it right. He came up with the idea. And we want you guys to be involved in this process too, right? We want some feedback. Baze came up with a name which is right at the top of our shortlist here, Mother of Invention, which I think is very cool. And like you said, right, it encapsulates what we're trying to do here, right? Um, Mother of Invention.
The bubbles and crafts is the game. Perfect.
Yes,
We'll keep it.
yes.
Dude, mark that down. What do you call it? Ratify it? When you
We need a
ratify the
lawyer. We need a
convention?
lawyer striking a fucking gavel right now.
Not just a gavel. No, the rubber stamp
A
that shit.
stamp? Yeah,
Boom.
official.
The
Make it official.
official.
Yeah.
Is it ratify?
I have
Am
no
I saying
idea.
this
I have
right?
no idea, man.
And these people are saying this guy's a writer. Don't trust me, folks.
Yeah.
I don't even know what. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Am I a writer? I don't even know
I
what I
don't
am
know.
anymore.
Nomad says
Yes, the gays.
Gabrazar Theatre Co.
Gabrazar.
Gabrazadabra.
Gabrazar it.
The
Gabra.
wizards. Gabrazadabra. That should be our
Yeah,
magical
yes,
word.
the wizards.
Yeah.
The wizards.
Yeah.
The wizardry.
Wizardry.
But that might throw people off. They're like, wait a second, you guys are talking about
Wizardry.
classical music, and wait a
Wizardry.
second, you're talking about civic duties, and it's called wizardry. I don't
Mhm.
understand.
Mhm.
It's yeah. They're gonna get very upset with this.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So let's go to gays.
Let's go to gays.
Gays.
Gays. I like it.
GAZ.
I like it.
Yes,
You
with
don't
a
think you
big
don't think
Z.
you'll start feeling a little bit insecure that my letter is first?
Moi.
Yeah. Yeah.
Moi.
Yeah.
Can we
Are
just
you
say
okay with
moi
that?
later? Like
Oh,
look,
moi
if
moi
yours
moi
has a
moi.
wait, if you have a small G and a smaller A and a big ass Z, I don't give a shit.
Okay. Okay,
I don't give a
fine,
shit.
fine. Can just the G be underlined?
Sure, why not?
Okay, okay.
Dude, that'd be a cool name. Sure, comma, why not? Question mark.
That's not bad. That's
Sure,
not bad.
why not?
See,
How about
this is what we want to discuss this, right? We want to talk, we want to come up with some options here, legitimate options. Right at the top of the list is this mother of invention right now. We really
uh,
like that name. But you know, I like that. I like that.
I like
Why not? You know, I like that.
what what
What did
what
you say?
sure, why not?
Sure, why not? I like that
Sure,
too.
why not? Sure, comma. You got to put the comma in, dude.
Yeah.
Or
But we have to
ellipses.
you
Sure,
see
period, period.
this? We have to have a dude with squinting eyes next to it, like, sure, why not? You're the bucket lips. And then a tea
Bucket
bag.
lips.
Tea bag next to it.
A tea bag.
He's holding a tea
Because
bag going
I'll tell you anyway. Sorry, guys.
mm.
You know me. It's like I'm like my wife calls me repeat because I repeat shit, as you can see constantly. I started with
Yes.
spotted tea. I just won't let it go. One
Yes.
and a half hours later, I'm still on the spotted tea. Sorry,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yes. Yes.
It's a personality flaw. Please accept me for who I
We
am. If you want me
accept
to
you and we
change,
love you.
oh, wait. Look. I'll do my damnedest,
Let's go.
guys. Fucking do my
Let's go.
damnedest.
Let's go. But yeah, I mean
And
we
did you count how many times I've done this, Gibby? Have you actually counted the number of times I've
s-
done this with my hair during the entire podcast? I've counted.
I've
Guess how many?
I've been too distracted by your serenadingly pitched voice. It's like you were
Yeah, it's
you prepared for this podcast, I can tell. You prepared for this podcast. You trained your voice. You were like, how can I sound as sexy as I can across this mic? And you nailed
you
it.
know what I did to prepare?
What did you
Yeah. Well, I thank you very much. I did a lot of deep breathing exercises. My wife thought I was creepy
do? Mm.
because it sounded creepy, but god damn it, it sure
What
helped,
about
didn't it?
grunting? Was there
Did it?
grunting? Did it involve grunting?
I won't get into that, dude. I won't get into the grunting. That's a very personal question, G, in this public forum.
Bubble says you have
Very personal.
perfected the surfer flow hair flicks.
Grazie.
Grazie, grazie,
That's how
grazie.
they say, right? Grazie.
Sì, grazie,
Grazie.
grazie. You
No,
gotta
is it? Am I?
off the
Did I?
camera.
But okay, you're gonna hate me for saying this. In my estimation, don't choke it. Like if this was virtual and you could like go like this, you probably
Yeah,
would choke me.
yeah.
Your best performance outside of Momentoto, which you were terrific
Don't say it.
at Benjamin.
Don't
At
say it.
Benjamin, ready, dude? You were
Don't say it.
terrific. Ready?
Don't say it.
Fucking Fiddler on the Roof, man. You were terrific. You were
Motherfucker.
absolutely terrific. Yeah, that's
Dude,
right.
you know the everybody says that that's the thing. I'm proud of what I did. I'm proud of my work. I hate that that's what I'm remembered for.
Well, you're not remembered by
Well, no, you know what I
by
mean. You know
moi.
what I mean. Like I
Yeah,
hate that that
yeah.
is my my parents say it all the time. Like that was that so far has been my defining role was Tevye and Fiddler on the Roof, and I hate that. I hate that so much.
Well, musicals are the best, aren't they?
The best, the best.
I like it. I like it. I like it very much.
I like. That sucks. Like
Yeah.
I'm proud. I am proud of that one. But like I said, the best thing I did at Benjamin, I think, was Mark Anthony. That's what.
It was all terrific.
Mm.
It was all terrific. Now, hold on. Let me. This is for Cassie's sake.
It's for
Come on.
Cassie. Right, right.
Come on.
Okay, well
Let's
let's get back on track
solidify.
then, right? Let's bring
Let's
this
solidify.
bitch back on the rails.
So we can do this in a few
So
minutes.
we can do that.
Okay.
So we
Come
can
on.
do
Come
that.
on.
Right.
Let's do
So
this.
yeah, we'll keep talking about this next week, right? The name and everything, right? We don't quite know what that is just yet. Frontrunner is absolutely mother of invention right now. We want your guys' feedback. We want to develop this idea further of like what we're gonna do. The one thing that we do know though, right, is we know what our mission is. Right? We want to redefine the
Yes.
beast. What is the beast? Talk about the beast base. What is the beast?
Connection.
Connection.
the connection, and it's for ourselves. I think reconnecting you and I think it's very, for me, the reason, one of the big reasons is the my connection to you.
Mm,
Another is to the what we can do, performance wise, what we can do intellectually wise, and what we can do community wise, meaning this community that we are wonderfully engaged in. I
right.
am, and I've have a chance, and it really has pumped my. Usually on Sundays, I'm morose because I have to go to work tomorrow. You know how it is, guys.
Mm.
Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I'm morose,
Mm.
but man, this interjected me with much needed turkey baster flow, right? You got some turkey
Let's
baster
go.
getting all up in me.
All
I'm
up in
serious.
there. All up in
So
there.
yeah, yeah, I I look forward now to this enterprise that the beast is community, and it's I think we have something here that will shape. It'll take shape. I
Absolutely.
wish we could give you a really specific definition.
Right.
It's kind of this mysterious thing that we're looking to connect the dots right now. But patience and your positivity, which has been wonderful,
Yeah.
will I and it's not just Gibby and I; it's all of
Yeah.
us,
That's why
really
we wanted to do this
including.
podcast, right? You know, like it's
Yep, yep.
this is going to be a journey, and you know, we want you guys there for the ride. That's why we wanted to make content out of this development as it unfolds, right? Because it's gonna unfold. It's gonna unfold like a
Yeah,
fine
I
sleeve.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be equal parts silly. It's going to be equal parts serious. It's
Right.
going to equal parts um, search, right? A
Yep.
search
Yep.
and searching, and I am excited because I think a lot of my fear coming into today was like, what is this thing? And I think I personally am a step closer to maybe understanding what that is
Right.
and sticking with it. And thank you, G, and your for being a good how should I see you taking the lead and kind of ushering us into this place right now. So thank you.
Let's go.
Let's keep it going, buddy. Let's keep it going. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely. I'm looking
Okay.
forward to this. I'm looking forward to this. Um,
Me too, man.
I guess should we take last questions and then we'll call it a night?
Yes.
Yep.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
So I think I don't want to overstay our welcome,
Right.
and or I don't want to overstay my welcome, and I'm ready to for the next one, man. I can't wait till
Yeah.
we and get bring some people in, bring some,
Absolutely.
you
Absolutely.
know,
We've got
and get this thing
we
going.
have I've already started speaking to people. We've we've
Okay.
got some guests for you guys. Some guests for
Right.
you
Yeah.
guys.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah.
Me too.
Mhm.
So and they're pumped. They're pumped. But I think we need to get to
Turkey based the
like
pumped.
solidifying that
Right.
and name and
Yes.
mission,
Yes.
and so people know, and then we go.
Yes.
We
Yes.
go.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
That's there you go guys. Content for next week, right? We're going to be doing this the same time next week, yeah, Sunday. Terrific,
Yes.
terrific.
Yes.
Yes. All right, so
Yeah,
Bubbles,
man.
about the last questions here. Bubbles asked, "Why did you say Fiddler on the Roof for me? Why? What was it about that role? Why that role?
I'm directing the junior version of Fiddler on the Roof at my middle school, and these kids are fifth through eighth graders, and they're pumped, and these kids love performing. I mean, like 70 kids are involved. That's a huge
I
number.
forgot. Yeah, you got tons,
That's
don't you?
yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I can't
and so
imagine.
I yeah, it's crazy. I'm a little yeah, I'm a little going. I'm bad at getting batty, but I showed them our production as a we're
Oh,
having a
you
viewing
did.
party and I've already yeah, this is our model, right? So
Right.
and I can't tell you, I'm boost your head is going to get like this. The kids, man, n- every one of them point to you and say that guy's
Really?
fucking good, man. Yeah, fuck
Wow.
yeah.
That makes me feel good.
And
I didn't know you were
and
I didn't know
and
you were
and
showing them that. You didn't tell me that.
Oh, we're having a big viewing party. It's
Mm.
our first rehearsal. I've already seen it, and they've come up to me, Mister, Mister So and So, who is that guy who played? And I tell them about
Wow.
you, and they're like,
Wow.
wow, he was really,
Wow.
yeah. They were
So
very
so at
impressed with
what
your.
point now? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you. At what point
Okay.
now then are you going to stop introducing me as a past student and you're going to start introducing me as your business partner?
What have I keep on saying, past student?
Yeah.
Have I kept on
Yeah.
saying past student? Jesus Christ, my business partner, ladies and
There you
gentlemen.
go. There you go. That makes me blush.
Fi-
Makes me feel all big
My
in an adult, very
my business. I'm
adult.
sorry. I'm sorry. It just has been, like
Mm.
it. That's part of our connection, though. It's a beautiful thing,
Yeah.
and
No.
I will stop saying it as of this moment. Thank you.
I would still like a
In,
reference. Don't worry.
instead,
T. Always T. Always T.
a spot. Don't
Spot
forget
a
the spot.
spotter. A spotter. For real though, you got to just sit back, put me on a projector, I'll speak to him. And you can just go home. I'll speak to the kiddies
When it
for
gets
you.
cold, okay, you got it. You want to cut? Do you have representation? So you want some money? Is this
We
a
can
paid gig?
renegotiate our splittings of this.
You know when this gets cold, it tastes like chicken a little bit, like a hickory smoked chicken flavor.
Does it?
Disgusting.
Does it? I see.
I think it's reminding us of how I'll start calling you former student. Yes, thank you, Cassie or Bubbles, Bubbles.
I'm gonna start calling
I'll say
you
it as
my
Marlon
former
Brando
student.
said it. Bubbles,
Bubbles,
Bubbles.
bubbles, bubbles.
I'm saying it as Marlon Brando would say it.
And
There
you're
you go.
nailing it. You're nailing it.
Hold on. After the uh, uh, bubbles,
Bubbles.
bubbles. Like he did a lot of this. Marlon Brando always did this. Does anyone
What
know?
was
Does
the line
anyone
in
know
Momo and
Marlon Brando?
Toto that you did as Marlon Brando? Which one was that?
I can't. I don't know, dude. I
You
can't.
remember?
Please,
You
yes, I do.
did the bit, and I was
Uh,
standing there, and
I
I was like,
do.
you remember? And I turned to the, I go, what the fuck?
This guy. What the fuck is this old
What the
fat
fuck
fuck
is this
doing?
guy? What the fuck?
He turned. He broke the fourth wall to the audience. He did a sign. What the hell is this
What the
fat
fuck? What
fuck?
the
And he
fuck?
would really stress those two words.
Because he had his tummy
I'm
sticking out.
sorry, ladies. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, if I do curse a lot.
Hmm.
It's all my former students' fault.
Yep. Yep. Do you
I
guys have
just
any
said it again
short-term
when I promised.
goals?
Yeah, I think. Why am I out talking? You talk, please, for the
I
love
mean,
of
right
God.
now, bro, like, you know, the all steam ahead with this, right? We're both heavily invested. This has been months in the work in months in the working. You know, we're really excited. We would love to get this and kick this off the ground. And I guess short to medium term goal would be to get to a festival as soon as possible, right? Try and just
Yes,
kicking
yes,
this off, right? Which would
that's
probably be
yes,
Edinburgh in the summer if we can get that
yeah,
working, right?
yeah.
Obviously, there's life
And
and
of
stuff
course, it's
gets in the
all
way, but
financial,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah, it's financial because we're not a nonprofit. I don't think we want to be a
no,
nonprofit.
no,
I'm not speaking
absolutely,
for you, but yeah, right. I think we definitely want to take this thing. That's a sliver of what we want to do, but I think that is a part of the
yes,
philosophy of that will bleed into everything else. There's kind of
yes,
like that Alfred Yari thing I was talking about. That
yes,
there's
yeah,
this irreverence and reverence, both. I think there's an irreverence to say fuck the system, whatever you want to think that to be, and also, hey, we can build our own system, and
yes,
whatever that the kind of coming together of that, um, we are undertaking. I mean, we're gonna make happen because I know we've
yes,
made it happen before in the past. We've reunited in this way, but we will reunite in the
yes,
in other ways too. And yeah, I think we have something here, and it just needs energy. It
yes,
just needs energy, and we're
absolutely,
gonna get going. Yeah.
absolutely.
hmm
Nomad said, looks like I'm going to Edinburgh this summer.
Bring it,
Bring
bring
it,
it, Nomad.
bring
Let's
it,
do
bring
this.
it,
Bring it,
bring it.
bring it.
Bring it.
Yeah,
And
let's
then
do
he'll.
this.
Should we
I
end
and I
with some egotistical comments now? Ready? You want to blow up your ego some? We've got where did it go? Where did it go? I've lost it now. Found this super insightful. I appreciate you both taking the time to doing this. The vibes are definitely good. Thanks for coming out. This guys was so fun. They're
Oh,
loving it.
that's
They're
awesome.
loving
Thank
it.
you.
They're loving it.
Yeah, great. Awesome. Thank you.
They're loving it.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it, G.
Let's
Come on,
do it.
man.
Let's do
Let's
it.
do this.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
We're gonna reconvene next week, same time, right? 11 p.m.
Yes.
CT, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard
Absolutely.
Time, 2 p.m. Pacific, right? Um, Sunday, and we're gonna finalize all of this stuff, and then so come episode 3, we've launched, right? We're gonna get a website going. We're gonna lift off. Exactly, guys. Lift off. Lift off.
Maybe that's what we call it, G, at the end of the day.
Lift off.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. Maybe that's what we do. That's what
We can have
Oof.
like the World War II American like riding the bomb. You know what I'm talking about? We have a rocket. We have Sergio in a nun costume holding it, and he's got a paddle in one hand. He's holding onto the rocket. Rocket says lift off. His skirt's flying
Yeah.
up.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And he's paddling the shit out of that rocket,
Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, there it is. There it
There it
is then.
is. There it is. There it is. Alrighty then, guys. We should leave it there. I'm so
Let's
glad you guys
go.
came out. I'm so glad you guys enjoyed it. And yeah, next week, right? We're gonna finalize this bitch.
Correctamundo, as the Arthur Fonzarelli says.
Absolutely.
Correcta fucking mundo. Yeah,
Absolutely.
man. Here we go.
Alrighty then, guys. I appreciate you all very much. I know Baze does, and we'll catch you
Ditto.
guys next week.
Absolutely.
Alrighty, bitches. Mmm.
Tasty.